Hey there, health seekers, and welcome to the Week of Water Challenge. If you were able to join me for the Facebook Live last night, you know what we're shooting for in terms of numbers. We're following the recommendations in Dr. Greger's books, How Not to Die and How Not to Diet. If health is your goal, then Dr. Greger recommends 5 12-ounce beverages to meet that need. If you are shooting for weight loss, then in How Not to Diet, he recommends 72 ounces per day for women and 104 ounces per day for men. And if you're thinking, "Ooh, that sounds like a lot," I have some good news for you. It is not only water that counts toward that. You can also use seltzer, black coffee, teas like black tea, green tea, white tea, matcha tea, and herbal teas, and you can do those hot or iced. Just do be careful about things that you add into those beverages because that can really change what's going on nutritionally with those beverages and calorically, so watch out for that. If it's helpful, I'm going to give you some ways that you can track your water and your beverage consumption throughout the day to see if you're really meeting those goals. There are some terrific apps. Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen app is one where you can track the beverage amount that he recommends and also all the other recommendations that he makes for optimum health. If you have some kind of a smartwatch, there is in all likelihood, you have an app that goes along with that allows you to track your beverage consumption. MyFitnessPal is another one. Foodility is a food diary app that I really like. It's got a really clean interface and they have a section in there for water. And there are some non-techie ways if you don't want to have to do one more thing on your phone. One method that I used to use is rubber bands. I knew how big my glass was and I would put the number of rubber bands around the glass for how many I needed to drink throughout the day. And every time I finished one glass, I would take one rubber band off and I knew by the end of the day I needed to see no more rubber bands. A lot of my clients have a favorite cup. They know how many ounces it holds and they use that, fill it however many times they need to. One of my clients actually uses index cards and this works great for her. She uses one card per day to track everything that she's eating, and then up in the corner of the card she makes a cute little raindrop for every glass of water that she drinks. Now my favorite way to track is not to track, and that is because I have made a habit out of my beverage consumption. So first thing in the morning I have a glass of water. I pour like a 12-ounce glass of water and I get in about half of that before I'm like, give me coffee. And then I have a cup of coffee. I usually finish the rest of that glass of water not too far after I have that coffee, around my breakfast time. About mid-morning, I have a cup of green tea. Before my lunch, I have a glass of seltzer. Mid-afternoon, I usually have a glass of iced tea. I have another glass of seltzer before dinner. And then before I go to bed, I have a cup of something called Dandy Blend, which is a drink that I love that I'll talk more about later this week. So I just know what I'm going to be drinking based on what time it is during the day. I don't have to think about whether or not I'm meeting my hydration goals or not. So I'd be curious to know, how do you track? If you have a system that works well for you, share it in the comments below. Maybe you'll have an idea that would be helpful to somebody else in the group. And if you haven't yet and you want to join my Facebook group, I put a link in the description above. It's called Eat Real Food, Lose Weight for Good. And if you join over there, you can check back in tonight. Let us know how you did on your hydration goals, and I'd love to hear how everybody's doing. Stay hydrated.